Hey everyone, it's your friend Maro here. In this video, I reveal the alarming truth about upcoming food shortages. From almonds and wheat products to dairy, tomatoes, meat, wine, frozen vegetables, and canned goods. Learn why these shortages are happening. We're talking climate change, supply chain disruptions, and more. Being aware means we can start preparing and find solutions. Let's start with a pantry staple: almonds. Almonds are everywhere, from milk to butter to snack packs, but growing almonds takes a lot of water. In California, drought is a major problem. Bees, essential for pollination, face challenges from pesticides to habitat loss. Fewer bees mean fewer almonds. Support sustainable farming by looking for certifications like Bee Better Certified. And try other nuts like pecans and walnuts. Okay, so we've talked about almonds, but let's be real, there's one food that's even more essential to many cultures around the world. Wheat. I'm talking bread, pasta, pastries, basically all the good stuff. Wheat production is facing serious challenges from extreme weather events like droughts and floods. The ongoing conflict in Ukraine, a major wheat exporter, is disrupting global supply chains. So what can we do? Be mindful of our wheat consumption. Supporting organizations that are working to address global food security is more important than ever. Maybe skip the breadbasket every now and then. Let's be real. Wheat is essential to many cultures. Bread, pasta, pastries, all the good stuff. Wheat production faces challenges from droughts and floods. The conflict in Ukraine disrupts global supply chains. Be mindful of our wheat consumption. Support global food security initiatives. Okay, let's talk about dairy. Milk, cheese, yogurt. These are staples in many of our diets. Producing dairy is resource-intensive, requiring a lot of land, water, and feed for cows. Dairy farmers are facing rising costs for everything from feed to transportation to labor. We can support sustainable dairy farming practices by looking for certifications like Certified Humane or Animal Welfare Approved. And hey, maybe it's time to explore plant-based alternatives. Oat milk is surprisingly delicious in coffee, and there are some seriously impressive vegan cheeses out there these days. Tomatoes, they're the base of many favorite dishes from pasta sauces to salsa. But growing tomatoes needs a lot of water and warm temperatures. Pests and diseases are also a growing problem. Farmers use more pesticides, impacting the environment and health. Support local farmers using sustainable practices, or try growing your own tomatoes at home. There's nothing like the taste of a homegrown tomato. And it's a fun project for the whole family. Okay, let's talk about meat. Meat production is a major contributor to greenhouse gas emissions, and it requires a lot of land, water, and feed. Reducing our meat consumption doesn't have to mean giving up on flavor or tradition. There are so many delicious and satisfying plant-based alternatives available these days, from veggie burgers to lentil soups to tofu stir-fries. Simply reducing your meat intake, even just 1 or 2 days a week, can make a big difference. And hey, if you're not ready to give up meat entirely, that's okay too. Wine lovers, brace yourselves because this one's a real bummer. Grapes are highly susceptible to changes in temperature and rainfall. Climate change is causing more extreme weather, affecting yields and closing vineyards. Extreme heat impacts fermentation, altering wine flavor and quality. Support sustainable wineries, explore wines from lesser-known regions. Frozen vegetables are a convenient and affordable way to get our daily dose of veggies. But just like fresh produce, frozen vegetables are affected by the same environmental challenges, from droughts to floods to pests. Frozen vegetables are still a nutritious and relatively affordable option, even if the prices go up a bit. So don't be afraid to stock up on your favorites, especially when they're on sale. And hey, if you have the space, why not try growing some of your own vegetables and freezing them? Canned goods have long been a staple of pantries and survival kits. They're shelf-stable, relatively affordable, and can be a good source of essential nutrients. The production of canned goods requires a lot of energy and resources, from growing and harvesting the food to processing and packaging it. Canning food at home is easier than you might think. Stocking up on a few extra cans of soup, beans, or tomatoes is never a bad idea. Just be sure to rotate your stock so you're not stuck with expired food. Rice is a staple food for billions of people around the world, but its production is under threat from climate change, water scarcity, and land degradation. As temperatures rise and rainfall patterns become more erratic, rice yields are declining in many parts of the world. Try incorporating other grains into your diet such as quinoa, barley, or millet. And when you do buy rice, look for fair trade and sustainably sourced options. Be mindful of your rice consumption. Coffee lovers, this one's for you. Coffee, that magical bean juice, is under threat from climate change. Extreme weather is causing lower yields and crop failures in coffee-growing regions. Support sustainable coffee farms. Try brewing methods like French press or AeroPress. Your morning coffee might not be so delicious in the future. Olive oil is a kitchen staple, prized for its flavor and health benefits. Olive trees are highly susceptible to drought and extreme heat, causing a decline in production. Consider using avocado oil, coconut oil, or butter. Look for fair trade and sustainably sourced options. Extra virgin olive oil might become more expensive soon. Fish is a great source of protein and omega-3 fatty acids, but overfishing, pollution, and climate change are putting a strain on fish populations worldwide. As ocean temperatures rise and become more acidic, fish are struggling to survive, leading to declining catches and rising prices. Look for sustainable seafood options such as those certified by the Marine Stewardship Council. Consider incorporating more plant-based sources of protein and omega-3s into your diet, such as flax seeds, chia seeds, and walnuts. Be mindful of the type of fish you eat. Corn is everywhere. It's in our food, our fuel, and even our clothing. Corn is a thirsty crop, and as droughts become more frequent and intense, corn yields are declining in many parts of the world. Try incorporating other grains into your diet, such as quinoa, barley, or millet. And when you do buy corn products, look for organic and non-GMO options. Soybeans are a versatile crop used to make everything from tofu to soy milk to animal feed. But soybean production is under threat from deforestation, climate change, and the increasing demand for biofuels. Try incorporating other sources of protein into your diet such as lentils, beans, or nuts. And when you do buy soy products, look for organic and non-GMO options. Be mindful of your soy consumption. Spices add flavor and depth to our food, but many spices are grown in regions that are particularly vulnerable to climate change. As temperatures rise and rainfall patterns become more erratic, spice yields are declining, leading to higher prices and even shortages of some of our favorite spices. Try experimenting with different herbs and spices to find new favorites. And when you do buy spices, look for fair trade and sustainably sourced options. Nuts are a nutritious and delicious snack, but many nut trees are facing challenges from climate change, pests, and diseases. As temperatures rise and rainfall patterns become more erratic, nut yields are declining in many parts of the world. Try incorporating other healthy snacks into your diet, such as fruits, vegetables, or seeds. And when you do buy nuts, look for fair trade and sustainably sourced options. Be mindful of your nut consumption. Berries are a delicious and nutritious treat, but they're also highly perishable and require specific growing conditions. Support local farmers who are using sustainable growing practices. When berries are in season, consider freezing or preserving them to enjoy year-round. Citrus fruits like oranges, lemons, and grapefruits are a refreshing and nutritious part of many diets. Citrus trees are highly susceptible to pests and diseases, and climate change is making the problem worse. Support research efforts to develop disease-resistant citrus varieties. When you do buy citrus fruits, be sure to inspect them carefully for signs of damage or infestation. Poultry, like chicken and turkey, is a staple in many diets around the world. Poultry production is facing several challenges, including disease outbreaks, the rising cost of feed, and climate change. Support poultry farmers who are implementing sustainable practices such as providing shade and ventilation for their birds. Consider incorporating more plant-based protein sources into your diet, such as beans, lentils, or tofu. Honey is a natural sweetener that's been enjoyed for centuries, but honeybees, the tiny creatures responsible for producing honey, are facing a number of threats, including habitat loss, pesticide use, and climate change. Support beekeepers who are using sustainable practices. Plant bee-friendly flowers and avoid using pesticides in your gardens. So, there you have it, 20 essential foods that might be harder to come by in the coming years. By staying informed about the challenges facing our food system, supporting sustainable practices, and making conscious choices about what we eat, we can create a more resilient and equitable food future for everyone. Stay informed and prepared by subscribing to our channel. Don't forget to hit the bell icon to get notified about our latest videos on smart shopping, stockpiling advice, and more. Thanks for watching.